What's up? I'm back, looking hella different. I know y'all used to the scruffy beard, but y'all gonna have to get used to it for now. But I just had a mean channel talking about Hogwarts, bro, and I was like, bro, I used to teach at a school like, or I was like saying I teach at a school like Hogwarts. Then I changed it up. It was about to say I about to tweet and say I go to a school like Hogwarts. And then I was thinking like, bro, why would I say that? What making me think this? And then I was like, because I mean, I do go to schools in my dreams a lot, and they talk about people talk about all the time when you go to school. It's like you either depending on how you feel in the school, either you trying to learn a lesson or you trying to get over a lesson or you're learning pretty much. It's many different perspectives with school. It just depends on what emotions and experiences that you're going through in that experience of that dream. But I go to school often, man, and I feel like it's that scene where they run into the wall. Like when you dream, like when we go to sleep and dream and go into that next world, I feel like we running into that wall full speed ahead. Like when Harry and all his friends had to do it, but Harry didn't really want to do it. Like that's what we be doing, bro. We be going to school, we be going to learn the dream world. And the more we learn there, the more we stay there and just pick up shit, the more magical we become back in this world, and then we can do little tricks and shit then. Because you remember when Harry had to go back home, like during the summer and shit, like at first he was like, he ain't had no control. They used to pick on him, and he might get mad and do something random, but he couldn't really control it. Versus like the series later on where shit, he didn't even have to go back home because he could do whatever the fuck he wanted in a sense, and he was traveling the world. And then even before that, he had powers where they were pretty much scared of him, and they kind of left him alone in a sense. But they still was keep treating him like an outcast. And I feel like that's what we're doing, man. Literally, like the channel came to me like we go to school. I go to school all the time in my dreams, from TSU to Bacon. Like I use the dreams. I use places that I've been before, and to have, like I said, it's the same thing with sports and other things that you love in this world. They'll show you. They'll use those tools to show you things in dreams. Like I have Bacon, TSU, Summer Creek dreams. Like sometimes even go further than that, but for the most part, those are the three schools I always constantly dream about. And it's not even weird, but it's crazy because it's like, damn, why do I keep dreaming about going to TSU? Do I want to go back to school? No, that's not it, bro. It's like you literally doing shit there because it's been a time where like I was in classroom and the professor tried to play me, but like I said some shit, and I'm like, no, you don't got shit for me. Like, and I play them, and it's been like that many times where I'm the center of attention, even though I'm not the one teaching type shit. Like they're trying to knock down my beliefs or some shit, and like maybe even say some shit that's kind of funny to make the class believe them, but it won't ever work for me. Or it'll never work for them, and I always win. And it's like I feel like that's my dreams. Like when I be in school, I don't be learning. I feel like I'm more ahead of my class, ahead of my time. Like I feel like I'm skipping. It's like sinusitis. When you don't really want to go to class, you be walking around all the time. And like for me, if you had we could do exemptions on our finals, and if you had less than like 3 absences in the class, you can get exempt and plus a certain grade or whatever. But if I ain't never missed class during the whole year, so I like during that second semester, I just pick days that I wouldn't want to go to class, and then if I if my grades wasn't good, like if my grades wasn't good enough, or I already had missed too many classes, or my grades were good enough, but I already had missed too many classes or some shit like that, because you need like an 85 or a 90. So I might have had an 80 or something. I just walk around and be like, bro, I already did all my shit. Only thing we got left is the finals and reviews. I'm about to walk around school, nigga. I'm about to graduate. I was on some shit. Like I literally was like, my mama had to call the dance teacher because I was in the dance room for like the whole school day. And they was like, why you not in class? I'm like, man, I don't gotta be in class. I got A's and B's and all my shit. And like it literally was like the last 3 weeks when that had happened. But I had been doing it the whole time, but that's when I had finally got caught. But I feel like that in my dreams, I feel hella confident, like I know everything already. And I haven't always felt like that in my dreams by far, but like these days I feel hella confident knowing everything. Like teachers, when I have dreams with teachers like trying to question me or talk back, like I always put them in check and make them look stupid. And I can leave out of class, walk in class. I ain't sparked up blunts in class. Like, these are different things that just show how comfortable you are with learning. And there's many messages and perspectives you can get. But I'm just showing you how I feel like we be tapping into another world. Like Hogwarts, bro, that shit, we think of it as physical, but they literally went into another world. And even people didn't even see them going into that world, even though they seem like everybody was around them and shit. They was in another world, even when they was in a train station type shit. Nobody seen them running into the bricks. Nobody was watching them like, hey, what the fuck? Hey, stop. What? Don't you see that you, like, nobody did that. They just went by them. And I feel like that just signified like they was in a whole other world already spiritually. And that's how I feel. Like, you can poof through a lot of different shits. But I'm going even deeper kind of. But yeah, I really feel like Hogwarts is the greatest example of the spiritual world, where you learn alchemy, you learn metaphysics, you learn how to be powerful, you learn how to believe in yourself. Like, Hermione had to learn how to believe in herself. Harry had to learn how to believe in himself. Ron had to believe in himself. And through a lot of trials and tribulations, bro, they became more and more popular. And at first they was, the nerds or whatever. Nobody really paid attention to them. But I think they saved, once they went through, like, the chess shit, like the first one, I think the Sorcerer's Stone, which is also, like, the pineal gland and shit like that. And it just go to show, like, after you go through a couple trials and tribulations and people see that you can make it out, they'll look at you a certain way. And you keep doing it until, you're on the fifth movie where everybody like, oh, this nigga can't be stopped. You see, like, you ain't seen them go through a couple stages of life where they keep going through it and keep getting through it. And we see that with a lot of our celebrities too. I ain't gonna say it's like the same shit, but that's why people love them so much. Like, we seen them rise where nobody really was fucking with them, but they might have a couple things that they go through with media or shit, personal shit. It's a lot of shit that goes on, and if they keep pushing through it, bro, your fan base only becomes stronger because they look at your strength and try to have that in themselves. And what was I saying? Yeah, like with Harry Potter, bro, the more he kept going back to Hogwarts, the more he became invested, the more he participated in the spiritual world, the more he became confident in the real world, the more he started to do shit in the real world. And it's the same shit. We have to live in both worlds until we can figure out our true sorcery, till we can really become those full magicians. Like, and let's just add the Voldemort shit in there, like, is that the battle of Set and Haru? And I'm thinking about it. I'm not gonna get into it because I have to think deeper. If I make another video on that, but it could be, but Set's not supposed to lose, and I think, I'm good. I don't have to go into it deeper. Set, which would be Voldemort, versus Harry, which would be Haru, which is kind of like Hercules, Spider-Man, and shit like that. The hero. And the reason I can say that Baltimore wins is because when as a kid he touched Harry, and Harry always had a piece of Baltimore in him. So as long as Harry lived, Set would still be in him type shit. And Set can never die. So technically he didn't die. He moved on to Harry, and Harry now has him. And now Harry's all powerful because shit, ain't nobody more stronger than him in a sense. But they always been each other in a sense. That's like since he been a child and all that shit, since he touched him. So man, that story got a lot of spiritual shit in it. I don't want to I'm skipping everywhere. I had to probably rewatch the movie. You know what? That's probably what I do tonight. I rewatch the movie. Probably get into like two, maybe the second one, maybe the third one, and see how far I can break down. Because I'm really thinking about, it's a lot of messages where he has this constant thing that's like this thing that follows him, and it'll be like death in our eyes. And Set is death. Like, death ain't changing. Like, that shit ain't changing at all. Like, you can't get away from that shit. And that's what Set is. Haru keeps trying to fight death. Haru keeps trying to fight Set. And that's the same shit. But like I said, Harry ended up already being combined with death, so he never really technically has to die. He's already combined with Baltimore, so if Baltimore kills him, he technically kills himself, because that was like the last piece of him was in Harry type shit. And I like I said, I'm probably a little off with what I'm saying because I know I haven't seen the movie in a while, but I know I'm on somewhere. I know I'm on somewhere. And then the fact that you got Dumbledore, all these other gods and ancestors that are light, and then, I mean, I wouldn't even call them ancestors, but in my perspective, they're ancestors and things like that. They're light versus Baltimore being the darkness, and the darkness ended up beating Baltimore. I mean, the darkness ended up beating the light. I can say that. But since Harry was a mix of both of them, he had a mix of Dumbledore and a mix of Baltimore. He was the only one that survived that shit. He was the fucking pineal gland in the middle, bro. Like, damn, that shit's amazing when you start just breaking down movies. I mean, they be giving the hints, but it's like, I really let that channel slip by me. And That's a fucking magic movie, so I don't even know how I've just been, missing out on that. And literally, the battle was between is Dumbledore gonna sway Harry to be good, or is Voldemort gonna sway him to be bad? But he stayed in the middle for the most part, even though it didn't seem like that. That's what he ended up being, because I mean he had no really other option, because Voldemort was inside of him, so he had like that snake quality or whatever. When people be like they reptilian and shit like that, nigga, that ain't shit. But in that same aspect too, though, what I was gonna say about Dumbledore? If Dumbledore had lost, he had tried to sway Voldemort at one point from going to the darkness. So I don't know who swayed Voldemort to go to darkness, but it was still that same battle, and he didn't want that same thing to happen to Harry, that's not really up to your control. Like, but I mean, at the same time, I mean, like I said, it was the battle between light and darkness. Voldemort was the angel on one side, and Dumbledore was the angel on another. And then, like I said, he had many other people that helped him and went against him, and they all perfect. The dude that was hella dark the whole movie, like at first in the beginning of the movie, you thought he was against them. It's not Slytherin, that's the name of the fucking place. But the dude with the long hair, he ended up dying or killing Baltimore. I mean, not killing Baltimore, killing Dumbledore, or they thought he did. I can't think of his name, but he was one of the main characters too. He seemed hella dark, but he was always on Harry's side. He wasn't with the same light as Dumbledore. That's how you know it's perspective. It's not always about light is good, darkness is bad, because there's some niggas that was portraying light that was trying to go against Harry, and the same nigga that got natural darkness on the side of Harry. And the reason why is because he loved Harry mama the whole time on some way deeper shit, and he was always gonna have Harry back, because he always seen the woman inside of Harry, and that's something that he's gonna always hold on to. But he had darkness and shit like that in him because of the things that he went through, but it still was good. It's still good that came out of it. That's how you know, bro, this shit is perspective, and you need to just stay in the middle and stop choosing fucking sides, bro. Because even like, that's like me saying, I'm only gonna fuck with my people. Nigga, my people will hurt me more than any other people would. Point blank, period. You just can't go off of skin color. You just can't go off the surface level shit. You gotta go on, deeper than that. And darkness is not bad. Light is not bad. Light is not good. Darkness is not good. The shit is what it is, just like God is. But since you come from a lower perspective of these things, they affect you a lot stronger. But if you was in control, you'll look at these things like they just is what it is. That's why pain, I'm getting passionate right now, but J. Cole talk about God don't feel pain. Shit, God wouldn't feel a lot of things, bro, because he's everything. Like, he just is. Like, it's and that's still my perspective of it. Like, he probably feel more than what we feel now. It's another perspective. Like, it's different. There's levels to this shit. But, yeah, man, y'all got to stop fearing darkness, bro, because there's people that's dark that's trying to help you. And in that same aspect, you can't get your heavenly kingdom till you meet darkness. You can't cross the line till you meet death. You can't have what you're supposed to rejoice in until you shake the hand of death and talk about what y'all need to go through, and all these different things. Yeah, it depends on your perspective. Some people feel like they're gonna be judged. I already feel like we've been judged. So hey, if you feel like you got judgment coming up, hey, that's your belief. That's what you gotta take up with your own shit. But with me, I already know we already been judged. That's why we here. And that same shit, we trying to figure out why did we get here. And through that shit, bro, you're not figuring it out. You're not gonna figure out by just sticking to one side, bro. Point blank, period. Because your daddy was the light and your mama was the darkness, and to combine, they created you. So if you want to create something new and you just sticking to one light or one darkness, you're fucking lost. And I'm sorry your religious people have taught you that, because what are you scared of when no weapon shall prosper? There's nothing out here that can stop you. And if it does, that means it's God's choice. So at that same aspect, like, bro, you just have to dive deeper. Stop fearing. Stop having anxiety. Stop having doubt. And just understand what the true shit is, bro. This shit is just science. Basic science. And you can call it rituals and all this shit. Rituals are just experiments on science to test if your science is right. Did you get your data right? That's all rituals are. And then you look at the outcome, you're like, well, maybe I could have did this better. And I don't do rituals. I do shit with my mind. I be like, all right, is these thoughts good for me or not? I see how they work for 2 or 3 months. If they work, all right, let's see how to go stronger behind them. If they don't, let's dump them. I'm my own experiment. And if I had fear and shit, I'd be a sorry ass scientist. No bullshit. I'd be a sorry ass person that works for God if I was scared of every little test, every little lesson, every little path. Like, nigga, ain't shit that can come across my path that can stop me. Point blank, period. Until you know that you really don't have God. I'm sorry.